Best mods for your money for the Focus ST. So if you've done stage 1 mods, now it's time to go to stage 2 mods. First thing you'd want to do is a catch can. Now, obviously this doesn't have to be in order exactly like this, but this is what I recommend. So a catch can is needed on a direct injection car because the injectors spray right on the tops of the pistons, and so they don't spray like a traditional port injection where it's in the intake manifold and it sprays on top of the intake valves and cleans the tops. If you don't run a catch can, you're going to have carbon buildup. On 10,000 miles, my intake valves are horrible. So I'd highly recommend getting a catch can. They normally range from about 35 to about 300 bucks, 250 bucks roughly. The higher end ones, like the radium ones, are very nice and like show quality, but these cheaper ones from Amazon perform just as well. This is what the Amazon one looks like right here. There's a little bit baffling, and then they got this right here, and even the high end ones, you can see there's some left over. That's what it would look like. High-end ones run this stuff right here, so it's not just a cheap one and you think, okay, it's running this material inside. Well, that helps capture it and makes it condensed and basically allows it to go to the bottom and not flow to the intake manifold on your valve and build up. So the other benefits of having a catch can is horsepower gain. So, and what I mean by that is when you have your blow-by mixing in with your air intake, so it basically lowers your octane rating. Say you have an OTS Cobb tune and your stage 3, you run a 93 tune and you're maxed out on your octane. Well, you can get corrections. And what could cause that also, other than the tune being aggressive and the octane not being high enough, it provide basically a more consistent octane rating because it wouldn't mix in with your fuel. Next on the list would be the downpipe. So this right here is a catless off-road downpipe that I have. Benefits of running a downpipe is going to be more flow, no matter if you are catless or high flow cat. You're going to have less back pressure, less heat and back pressure on the turbo and the cylinder head, and it's going to provide longevity on the cylinder head overall because these cylinder heads are notorious for cracking. You'd want to get a tune to maximize the efficiency and overall performance of your car. So obviously you'd want a Cobb or SCT programmer. Prices of downpipes, I'd say between $200 to $700-800, maybe even $1,000 now. So I don't know if you can actually get them for $200 anymore. This one right here was $200. Number 3 on the list, air filter. So what I mean by that is it's a drop-in. Now I covered this on the stage 1 mods, so we're gonna move on to number 4 for now, and that would be sound supposer delete. So this is the sound supposer delete plate right here. So this allows you to run a boost reference from the intake manifold instead of running it up here like this. So this is the factory solenoid. This is not a boost solenoid. Everyone mixes this up. This is not a boost solenoid. The boost solenoid is right here. That's the boost solenoid right here. So this is not a boost solenoid. All this does, it reads vacuum. It's a vacuum reference off your intake. So this would connect to your intake tube, and this side connects to your blow-off valve, factory blow-off valve on the KO3. So what you normally would do is you'd cap these off right here. I cap both of these off. And anyway, so now getting rid of that, you're going to have true intake sounds. The sound supposer was created to allow more intake sounds in the cabin. So that way there you wouldn't upgrade your exhaust or anything else because of EPA or harsh government regulations. So they'd want to provide, it's not really fake intake sounds, but it's like modified in a way because it's not through speakers like the Supra. it's more or less, it is coming from a like diaphragm valve system that allows sounds to come in and go right into there. So the benefit of getting rid of it, other than having a natural boost reference line for your blow-off valve or even your factory KO3 bypass valve, you're going to have more response having it done this way. And also, you're not relying on a solenoid that could fail. And another good thing is you're opening up space. So you have all that tubing that runs through here. From there all the way down, there's like a big block that goes right here. That's a plastic piece, and it has the valve system that's inside there to control the sound. So after sound supposer, I'd say for number 3, since we already done the air filter upgrade for over here on stage 1, I'd say it'd be the valve cover breather. So it's good to have the valve cover breather. This is probably, I mean, you can even have this on stage 1 if you wanted, but typically it's not the most popular mod done. This is not the CFM one. This is the other one. Forgot the name of them now, but this is a better designed one. The check ball in there so it doesn't allow vacuum to suck in. So this allows extra crankcase pressure to blow out instead of blowing your dipstick out if you're running higher than normal boost pressure. So this costs about, say, $70 to $80, $90 with shipping. This is not the CFM one. This one's actually a better design. It has more baffling and doesn't blow out oil over the place. Benefit of running this allows you to have extra crankcase pressure come out, especially helps when you are tuned, for example, and you're going to have extra pressure in the system in the crankcase, and this dipstick could blow out like that, spew oil all over the place, and that wouldn't be good. That'd be a filthy mess. So this just helps with longevity as well, and it's really cheap mod. So I'd say that'd be number 3 on the stage 2 list. Now going back to the catch can, the main catch can, and I believe I said this, but the main one that you want to upgrade is the one that's on the front right here. And I have mine zip tied. It's not in place right now. It looks horrible, but I have mine normally zip tied like over here and somewhere. Now, if you want to upgrade and go with a catch can also for the valve cover, you can. Doesn't hurt anything. I actually run one, but you don't have to, because generally you're not going to have as much blow by on the valve cover one. This right here would connect with a probably a 1/2 inch line. I run 1/2 inch on this side of the valve cover, and it'd go to your catch can. I run the Amazon one. I run a line, and it normally zip tie my catch can to the side of the battery right here, and it works really well. It's nice and clean. Then the other return line goes to the intake tube, which is right over here. So this is how I have mine set up. This is my 3.5 inch cowl intake right now, but this is how I have it. So this connects to the valve cover. So it's just a cheap Amazon one. This one never catches anything. It does catch some on E85 just because it's gonna have more blow by with E85, but on 93 it doesn't. So generally, if you do capture quite a bit, it means that your piston rings are wearing out more than, or it's a sign of wear generally. But if you're on E85, alcohol will seep through more than 93 octane. Here's some breather catch cans. So these are another catch can style that you can run. Now this would be on your secondary port, say if you wanted to upgrade your PCV breather plate. This is like an upgraded one right here. So you'd run a check valve off this right here, and then another check valve on this one on the secondary port. And so what this would benefit you on this secondary one would you'd run your line. I run probably, this is a -10, so run a 5/8 line. The catch can right here, the breather can, it allows more crankcase pressure to be relieved other than the one on the valve cover. If you don't have that one, you can run this one. This will do the same job. So, and what I normally do is there's a cap I have on the end of this, and I plug it off. So I'll show you this right here. This is actually the one I have now. So it's a little bit smaller. There's a no return, so it's capped off. And there's a one-way check valve, so it doesn't allow vacuum to get sucked in. But yeah, so that's it for stage 2 mods for your Focus ST. This process as far as how I did it, and this is, you know, basically 12 years of my experience with this car on this platform. And if I could do it all over again, this is what I would do.